What's up, sports world? What's up, Gauntlet fam? What's up, everybody? We got a jam-packed show today. We got a lot of special guests that are joining us. We got a lot of stuff to get into. NFL draft preview. Player of the week is Mr. Frank Gore, who had a very long NFL career. And, of course, a lot of other stuff to get into, too. But before we start, we are going to have a moment of silence for Dwayne Haskins, who was obviously the quarterback for Washington and the Pittsburgh Steelers the last couple of years. Drafted out of Ohio State a couple years back. He died today. He basically got hit by a car. He was 24 years old. So when I'm thinking about what happened today, it's really sad to see a person that's this young lose their life, and it really makes you think. Because Dwayne was close to the same age as I am. So, if you guys have loved ones, make sure you tell them that you love them, because you never know. You never know. It could be over just like that. I mean, he was down in Florida training with his teammates, training for the season. And then this thing sort of happened. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go ahead and have a moment of silence for Dwayne. And we'll get into all the good stuff after that. All right. Okay, thank you guys very much for that. So with that being said, let's get the crew on in here. Of course, you got to start off with the Four Horsemen. You got Detroit Dom in the building. What's going on, Dom?
What's up?
What's up, brother? And then we got T.I. repping the 69. What's up, my guy?
Nice. What's up? Super sad about Dwayne Haskins, but let's keep the spirit up tonight for sure.
And then we got my brother Jamon in the building.
What
it is, J Dog.
What's going on? What's up, fellas? What's going on?
And we got DJ Slick Willie coming in for the back to back.
Let's go.
Second week in a row.
Ice up, son.
I see you stunting for your boy. What's his name?
We got Mr. Raven aficionado.
That's our guy, JJ.
In the house. What's going on, JJ? And for the very first time, we got Lindy Legend.
Come on in here.
Who's going to be joining the Sideline Sports Network? That's going to be doing an Eagles show.
Mr. Lindy, what's going on, brother?
It's going to be starting soon, so be on the lookout for that as well, guys. So what's going on, guys, man? You guys having a good week? What's up? Talk to me.
It's been busy, man. Work's been super busy, but
I didn't know about that Dwayne Haskins stuff until.
Is that Ray Mitchie?
It's David Bakhtiari. It's David Bakhtiari. It's D-Bach.
I had a pretty solid week. Last night I went to go see Ambulance. I highly recommend that. If any of you are a fan of Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't think you've ever seen him in this light before, but yeah, he killed that role.
Yeah, that movie does look really good. And then when I saw your review last night on it, I was like, oh, okay, right on. I'll definitely have to check that out.
I mean, it's nothing real complex, if you're a fan of it's your basic Michael Bay film, but you know what? If you love action and just a little twist here and there, I recommend it. It was really great.
You know what movie? When I saw the trailer, it made me think of that movie that came out a few years ago with Denzel Washington, Unstoppable, the one about the train they couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Quiet down, Eric.
What's going on, Eric?
Was Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler too? Was he in Nightcrawler too? I saw that movie. That was Jake.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, Sports Morons is obviously first. So we got to get into it, man. We all saw what took place today, and this stuff is just completely disgusting. That we're going to get into. Obviously, Mr. Adam Schefter had a very poor choice of words when he sent out his initial tweet, which he later went on to delete. But he was basically bringing up how Dwayne Haskins had his on the field struggles with the two teams that he's been with, and he was trying to reestablish himself. But it wasn't really the time or the place to do that. So it was really tone deaf on his part. And then the thing that makes it worse is not just that he said that, because people make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Everybody's not perfect, but he pretty much just deleted the tweet and he went on to keep tweeting, and he was pretty much acting like nothing.
I didn't even know. I was literally going to look
at
it. If you weren't
I'm gonna actually play a clip of this second guy. His name is Mr. Gil Brandt, and he's from NFL Radio. He was with the Dallas Cowboys in the front office with them for 28 years, from 1960 till 1988. And he had some very disrespectful comments that he made. And I'll just tell you guys right now before I start the clip, this completely shook me. Like it's one thing when you read stuff on Twitter and you're like, wow, it's really messed up. But it's one thing to read something, but if you actually hear the words coming out of someone's mouth, it just disgusted me so much that I was lost for it.
That was actually my sports moron. It was Gil Brandt.
I'm pretty sure we all have the same.
We all had the same ones, Will. Every one of us.
For this week. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip for us. All right.
Yeah, I was disgusted too. I was like, I puked a little bit in my mouth, probably.
Your whole life ahead of you. But maybe if he'd have stayed in school a year, he wouldn't do certain things. I mean, I don't when you're jogging on a highway, on a road like that leaves it open, because I tell you, it's so. Guy has 2 drinks and he's just a little bit.
That's not the whole thing.
You analyzed him over the years at Ohio State and coming into the league with the Washington Commanders and going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, it's a terrible tragedy. And what wanted your thoughts on that? And also on the player, because you did chronicle his career very closely.
Well, Dan, I hate anytime anybody is killed or anybody dies. But he was a guy that was living to be dead, so to speak.
Absolutely terrible.
Don't, under any circumstances, leave school early. You just don't have the work habits. You don't have this. You don't have that. What do you do? Left school early. I always can remember this. We invited players to the draft, and he was one of the players we invited to the draft. And we were told, no, we're going to have our own party. His own party was a party at a bowling alley, charging him $50 to get into the bowling alley for his party. It was always something, It's one of those things. I'm never offside, but they keep calling me for offside. That's what it is. So, it's a tragic thing. Anytime.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop it there, because it just this is absolutely disgusting. What we just heard this man say. Like he started off basically saying he was pretty much saying that he feels that Dwayne brought it on himself. Very messed up what this guy was doing. And I don't think not only should he be fired, I just feel like this guy should just not be allowed to talk about sports anymore. I don't think that he should get another chance. I think that he knew what he was doing, and this stuff is just bad. Apparently he apologized, Eric. Yeah, that's true, but did he really apologize, or is his PR team just
damage control? That was damage control.
Is he really sorry that he said what he said, or
no.
Is he sorry that he got caught? Is he sorry that he showed his true colors? That's where I'm at with it. It was absolutely disgusting. I'm at a loss for words. Any of you gentlemen that has any more thoughts that you want to chime in on it, feel free to take the floor.
I'm like, man, you know what? I think you hit it spot on. I think he's just sorry that he got caught. Because if everybody else had chimed in and been like, yeah, I agree with you, he wouldn't have taken that down. He wouldn't have gone and gave a second thought and been like, you know what? What I said was kind of asshole-ish, so I think I might take that back. No. The dude said what he meant, okay? Period. He said what he meant. And what I got out of that whole transaction was the young man deserved to die, which you don't go ahead and say that. That's that man's business if you want to go hold a party and whatnot. You know what I mean? And, and as far as, I tweeted about this earlier. I said, if Rob Parker was going to get let go from ESPN for what he said about RG3, there should be no reason why Gil Brandt should hold a job ever again. Ever again. That was the epitome of insensitive comments. And I mean, like, it was not 30 minutes after the news broke that he said this. So he wasted no time. It was almost as if he had something personal against the man and just couldn't wait to get it out. So, yeah, I think screw time out. He should just be banned. He should be banned from having a public speaking voice ever again. Anybody else want to go?
I'll go ahead. I'll just say what you guys said. I am absolutely disgusted by this man. This guy should never be able to cover NFL, draft anything. NFL, anything. Like, dude, think before you speak.
Thank you.
And like, literally, you don't know who's going to hear it. What if Dwayne Haskins' parents were just randomly listening to NFL on Sirius XM and they hear this shit?
Well, they're like,
literally, all I have to say is, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Go ahead, JJ.
On this show, Will.
Gil Brandt is over 80, so it doesn't surprise me that he has no care for what he says, because he's at the end of his life, so he doesn't really care what he's really saying or things of that nature, because the older you get, the less filtered you become. And to be honest with you, I don't really look at Adam Schefter's comments as much of an issue as Gil Brandt, because I don't think Adam Schefter's intent was to sit here and say that he was a struggling quarterback. I think he was just reporting the news and describing his career as a player. Gil Brandt,
it was just tone deaf. It wasn't.
I mean, to be honest with you, we live in a world where there was that guy that made fun of Kobe's death on the helicopter. So I'm not particularly surprised at some of these comments that come about. But what I will say is, when you make those comments, you deal with the consequences of those comments. Now, banning him and things of that nature, it sounds nice, but the man has lived his life. He's already embedded in the Hall of Fame. He's already got this. There's not much that you can really do to him that's going to make him really feel it. You know what I mean? And it's sad that it's that way, but that's just where it is, because he's like 90 years old. Like, the man is trash for that. And I did lose a lot of respect for him, because I did have a lot of respect for what he meant to the Dallas Cowboys, what he meant to the NFL as a whole. And, like I said, if you make those comments, you live with the consequences of it. What I will say is going to be interesting about it is to see, we just had a situation with Will Smith where he smacked the guy, and he's seen all this stuff happen to his life after the fact. I'm interested to see what's going to happen to Gil Brandt. Not that I think he cares, but just want to see how the world is going to respond to him after making these comments at the end of the day. And the only reason I do have a special unfortunate situation with that, because my uncle died in the same fashion, was in a car crash and died literally on scene. And so seeing, I understand what the Haskins family is going through. And the sad thing is, I've become numb or used to people being insensitive. Like you guys saying, this is a sports moron. I can get you into the AFC North war trash room where they've made 10 times worse as many comments about Dwayne Haskins' death than Gil Brandt. It's just unfortunately the world that we're in.
Yeah.
I want to first off quickly apologize for the profanity I used.
Well, don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it.
Will, I'm drinking Amsterdam I'm drinking Amsterdam and Coke Zero, so you about to hear some curse words a little bit, okay?
On the show.
Tyler, Dom, you guys got anything?
Pretty much
I'm
what?
not gonna say anything.
Yeah, well, pretty much what everyone already said is what I was gonna say. I mean, just like JJ said, like some of the older heads, like I know it's easy to say, like, oh, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing, and you can say that, but a lot of these, like, not to throw shade, but a lot of these older heads are just they're gonna do whatever they want. They're at towards the end of their life. They don't have a filter. If someone's gonna ask them a question, they're gonna answer it. I'll put it that way. That's just kind of how they are. It's terrible that he even made those comments. I agree with you guys. I don't think he should have a job, but I'm not surprised that someone made a comment like this, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and actually, Des Bryant brought up a really good point. He put out a tweet that said basically, this is just a prime example that a lot of these guys, especially like higher ups, like front office people, especially owners in the NFL, like even McNair from the Houston Texans said that prisoners can't run the prison or whatever it is he said. So these people are not even looking at these players like they're human beings. They're looking at them like they're a way to make money and they're a way to get entertainment. That's the only thing that they're really looking at them. So I think the comments that he made really reflect that.
I agree.
But what I will say about Wes Bryant's comments is that's just always been how it has been with sports. If you're an athlete, no matter if you're in the 2010s, 1900s, you could even go back to the Roman times, you'll always be used for entertainment. And unfortunately, they don't care about your feelings. And as much as I would love for the world to start kind of understanding that these are still people, they're just like us, they have their ups, they have their downs. The world, and if you track it from the beginning of time to now, really unfortunately it's just going to be this way. And it's sad and stuff, but like I said, you don't have to listen to him, and I don't have to listen to Gil Brandt, to be honest with you. And at the end of the day, what I do know about this world is like what goes around comes around. And what could happen is when he unfortunately passes away, there will be somebody who will say some insensitive comments about him. And so it's like, I just try to focus on how we feel about him. Like, at the end of the day, I don't know Gil, but I don't have to rock with him. And
it all, like JJ says, it all comes full circle.
It does. It does. It definitely comes full circle. And it's just like I've said for eons, and not just, and notice it's a certain, to JJ's point, notice it's a certain demographic that feels they're just entertainment. This is why I say true change is going to happen once the old generation finally goes away. That's when change is going to start happening.
That's not just in the sports aspect. That's in the entire world's landscape. That's just in the entire world's landscape.
That's everything.
100%.
I'll drink 100%. To that.
Okay, guys.
Show either.
Let's move on to our player of the week. Player of the week this week is he's actually one of the greatest Philadelphia Eagles players of all time, Frank Gore. So for those of you guys that don't know about Frank Gore, he was actually about to sign with the Eagles. Like the deal was done, everything like that. Like I know a lot of people this offseason, especially Cowboys fans, have been flipping out over the Randy Gregory situation, but Frank Gore did that to us during that was during the 2015 offseason with the Chip Kelly stuff. And, he really rubbed players the wrong way. So he backed out of the deal, and we ended up paying DeMarco Murray a bunch of money. But Frank Gore, for what it's worth, this guy had a really long, productive career. He played a lot of years in the NFL. He played a lot of years. He had consistent production. I would say that I think he's slightly overrated, though, just because I don't think he was ever the best running back in the league. And he doesn't have a first team All Pro. He's a solid player, and he's third all time in rushing, but that's more of like a longevity thing. So I don't rank him as high as a lot of people do, but solid player, productive career.
So how the heck is he a freaking player?
Well, because he just retired. Because he retired Also, I'm not biased. Just because I think a player is overrated doesn't mean I'm gonna not make him the player of the week. I'm not biased, but that's just my unbiased opinion about him. But if anyone wants to take the floor, share your thoughts about Frank, feel free to do so.
Oh man!
All right.
Go ahead, Will. Go ahead, man.
I really enjoyed Frank Gore, and I agree with 100% what you said, James. He's not even in my top 5 running backs of all time. He's probably in the teens. But yeah, he was great.
Probably not even top 10.
He was with the 49ers. He was with the Colts, the Jets, I think the Dolphins. He was with a handful of teams, but he was a good, solid running back, and I'm actually surprised he lasted this long. But you know what? He was fun to watch, but like again, you said he wasn't the best running back at his time.
Yeah,
absolutely not. No first team All Pros, or not even a second team All Pro.
He unfortunately came in a time where it was the glory of running backs, and there's so many running backs that have fallen under the cracks. But he does have the ability to say that he's made it. He made it past most of them. All of them have kind of just fallen off. You know, he's a glue guy because every team that he's had has said that, you know, he's been a great team player. He's a great guy to help, you know, the young backs get their energy, understand the nuances of the NFL, how to get your spots and things like that. I'll always appreciate him because he comes from the U, where we had, you know, 3 running backs that were actually starting caliber running backs in the NFL. And I love Frank Gore, and I appreciate him.
Text you.
I was making a little bit of a joke about a little bit earlier, talking about, you know, why is he the player of the week? Because I get it. Because at the end of the day, I think he's 3rd on the all-time.
He's 3rd. List. He's number 3.
Yes.
You know, he's one of those guys that I can honestly say, I'll root for him. I root for him because to be a running back when your average lifespan in the NFL is like 5 to 7 years.
That's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to say.
Like almost like 20. That says a lot. That says a heck of a lot.
Just to add on to what JJ said, because that was going to be my point about Frank Gore, is longevity. Like, if I'm giving him credit for something, it's longevity. This guy was a battering ram. I mean, we just saw him he lost and he was getting pieced up, but we saw him in a boxing ring boxing D. Will not too long ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is a tough dude, you know, who stays in shape. He has had a longevity career. Yeah, he didn't have an All-Pro. I'm with you. He's probably not even in my top 30 running backs of all time. But that being said, he's still a professional. He is a constant professional. He showed up every day for work. You know, he had his hard hat and lunch pail. So I was going to say, you know what I mean?
I was just about to say, are you going to say lunch pail? Because I was going to say it if you get it.
Yeah, man. So to speak, though, that's what he did. So, you know, I hope Frank Gore enjoys his retirement for sure.
You know, with Frank Gore, me personally, I enjoy Frank Gore because watching him was like a throwback to the 80s and 90s running backs. You know what I mean? Just like Tyler said, the toughest nails, the gritty. You know, he fought through injuries whenever he was injured. He was just a bowling ball. Dude was solid. And he should have a Super Bowl ring if Jim Harbaugh didn't blow that goal-to-goal situation.
Excuse me?
Goodness.
I know.
Oh, goodness.
I know she was. I know you was gonna say
He
something.
should have what?
I know you was gonna say something. But that's neither here nor there.
What?
But that's neither here nor there. We on Frank Gore, all right? But
he should not have no Super Bowl. I'm sorry, he was not about to have that Super Bowl. If anything, Vegas made sure that game was close because they shouldn't even have been in that joint. Let's go ahead, keep going.
You can blame Beyonce for that, not Vegas.
Right?
Yes, I blame Vegas because
Vegas ain't cut the lights out.
Was 3 points. We were up by
blame Beyonce because it was like a blowout until the lights went out. But we ain't gonna go there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but the last thing,
I'm just making sure we got that clear. He should have what?
The last thing I'm gonna say is even though he's 3rd,
you're a mess.
even though he's 3rd all time in the Russian, and he probably was no one's top 5 back. I think they're gonna find a way to get him into the Hall because he's 3rd on the Russian.
Yeah.
It won't be first ballot. It may even be 2nd, but they're gonna find a way to get him into the Hall.
I agree with that.
He'll get in, but
I think he'll go to Canton too.
I'm just saying, I don't think he's one of the greatest of all time.
No.
We will retract that last statement and be okay with that one.
Man, if you don't take your drink, Take a sip.
JJ, you are a complete mess. But Lindy, you want to chime in on Frank?
Yeah, no, I mean, like everybody's been saying, in terms of his longevity, I think it's just a testament to how he was able to, fit in as many offenses as he possibly could just to extend his time in the NFL when running backs have the shortest shelf life at that position to be able to fight for as long as he has. I think, especially coming off of two major knee injuries that he fought through as well, just to keep himself in business, to keep himself having a career in football. Is just, not only is he a testament to himself, but he's a testament to from a role model perspective for other running backs trying to come into this league and say that that he has been at the bottom at points, and he still brought his way up into being as successful as he was.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you really couldn't have said it any better. Well, guys, it's time to move on. We're going to be talking about some NFL draft stuff, but since we're basically at the halfway point, you guys see the little thing going across the bottom of the screen. Sponsored by No Score app. Predict the scores of baseball. It was opening weekend. The Phillies have got a couple wins. So
yeah, so if you should have been playing the
scores if you want.
You should have played the No Score app today when the Cubs were beating up on them Brewers 9-0 today. That's when you should have been playing the No Score app today.
No shade, but I saw some White Sox fans saying that White Sox run Chicago, but it's looking like the Cubs still run Chicago because they got a better record right now.
True.
I got a question. One question about Major League Baseball.
It's a marathon, but we'll take it right now.
Dom, hold on. Well, quick question. Justin Verlander has a World Series, right, with Houston, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, Dom, you're a Detroit Tigers fan, right?
Correct.
Isn't it cool that Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander left your team and both got World Series?
Oh, my God.
It's awesome.
Man,
technically we can include. Hey, JJ, we can include Matt Stafford too on that list too.
Bingo.
So. Let's go.
Why you gotta come at that man like that? Ooh. Anyway, NFL draft
that was like stabbed twice, and then the second time he twisted the second knife.
The NFL draft is.
Don't forget, we also had David Price for a short time. At the same time, we literally had the last three Cy Young winners.
I was just
1, 2, 3 in the row.
Okay, so the NFL draft is a couple weeks from now. So
guys,
like
2 weeks, right? 2 weeks, right?
19 days away.
So this draft is going to be a really interesting draft. I think the biggest thing people are debating of this draft is if you're a team that needs a quarterback,
this ain't it.
Actually
throw the whole team away, man.
We
need a quarterback.
I'm trying to say this with a straight face, but I can't do it. Would you take a quarterback?
Chuckle it up.
Or wait?
Chuckle it up.
Absolutely not. So quit trying to speak it into existence in Detroit.
Malik Willis to the Lions with the second pick is going to happen.
Yes.
My buddy
hashtag let Malik freak.
He's convinced that it's going to happen. He's like, I don't know. Can I read what he said on the air?
James, I just want to add on that James last night in the chat, anyone that's watching this, it was really funny. James was like, let Malik freak. He was like, let Pickett stick it.
Let Pickett stick it.
Hey, listen.
Dom, hey, man. Hey, look.
We got to get one. We got to get one for Sam I Am Hal here.
Hey, Dom, look, man. If y'all get Malik Willis and he win 5 wins, I'm gonna buy you a Malik Willis jersey.
Listen,
I'm gonna buy him a Kenny Pickett jersey on the night of the draft. I'm gonna go on NFL Shop.
I want you to
go custom.
I want you to come on the Gauntlet.
I don't necessarily.
And I want you to rock that Joan too.
I can say
I don't
shit,
necessarily
right?
think it's. I don't think some of these quarterbacks are horrible.
It's just.
But
it's
I
a
pretty
screen. The Malik Willis thing is a smoke screen and no one's biting, so now we're trying to do it with Kayvon Thibodeau.
You know what?
Maybe Willis would be okay.
I'll take that back.
You know you do.
That back because we're not looking for a quarterback, so I haven't been paying attention to the quarterback. So I'll take that back. So
when's Lamar signing his extension though?
It's going to be like Carolina, maybe Washington. I really
Maybe
don't
us.
think it'll be us.
Isn't this draft full of excellent defensive linemen and offensive linemen?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
the one time
sir.
we don't need an alignment.
Hutchinson,
corner,
Thibodeau,
and
yep.
cornerback,
So
right? And cornerback.
And
corner,
receivers.
receiver,
Because
D-line,
I think the most
Receivers are
intriguing.
nice.
I think the most
Receivers are
intriguing.
nice.
literally
part-
every position but quarterback.
I think the
Yeah.
most intriguing part of this draft for me is who's going to go first: Sauce Gardner or Derek Stingley.
Probably Sauce.
Probably
Just
Sauce.
based off-
Especially
Gotta
based off
be
the
based
Sauce.
off
combine.
of-
Especially
if
based
Stingley
off the
didn't have
combine.
if Stingley didn't have his injury concerns, there's no doubt he would be the number one corner. But because of it's nothing to do with his skill level. Because he's shown that he has that high skill level to play.
I don't know about Stingley, but I would not be surprised if Sauce goes top 10. If we traded down,
I think
if we
Stingley's still going to be a
Jets
good
to
player.
10, I would take him there.
If Stingley can stay healthy, he's going to be an elite corner in the league. There's no doubt about it.
Stingley's probably going to be
I think they're
good.
both going to be good.
He has
I think
all
they're
the
both going to be good.
I could see
Yeah.
Stingley going in the early teens.
You know what the funniest thing is?
Are
Probably
you
goes
saying
from 12 to
Stingley's go- Are you
15 or
saying
something.
Stingley's going to match up with J.C.
Hold on.
Horn?
Hey, Lindy, what was you gonna say, brother?
No,
So
we don't
you know what
need
the
it.
funniest thing is for the Lions?
Hmm.
I did a mock about 20 minutes ago before the
here we
stream
go.
started. Even the mock had the Lions taking Malik Willis.
He's actually not that bad.
The
He has a
automated
pretty
system.
Good.
Yeah, it took Malik Willis.
Not with
I thought it
he's
was-
not
You
with
guys are going to get Malik, bro.
Just stop saying you want to know what I'm really looking forward to about the NFL draft? No more MFing mocks.
Yes.
We don't cuss on this show.
Malik Freak.
I
Look
as a
at these
Carolina
hashtags.
fan
Get
would
freaky.
I would like a no lineman.
I hate all of
personally.
you so much.
I like I want us to get no lineman personally.
Well,
I would-
Same.
So, Will, I want to ask you a question, bro, because I saw a podcast earlier this week where...
Neil is the safest pick. I would still
hold
take Neil at 2.
on. I'm trying to
Go
ask
ahead.
Will a question. So,
Oh, well.
it was Sam Darnold. He was on a podcast
I saw
where
that.
he basically said, like, oh, I've already proven I'm a great quarterback. You know, I know what I can
That's
do, blah, blah,
nice.
blah. So
That
he's
was
pretty
my
much
sports
gassing
moment,
himself
and I
up,
forgot.
is he high? Like, is he smoking something?
He is.
Or
He's high.
That's the
Will,
government award.
Would you rather the Panthers draft a quarterback in the first round or stick with Sam Darnold for another year?
Stick with Sam. I'm sticking with Sam.
I'd stick with Sam for one more year,
Yeah.
but I would rather get more
You-
linemen to
listen,
protect our
You know you
weapons
wanna
like
trade-
I'm just
Because
being
if you guys
honest.
stick with Sam for another year and Sam sucks and the team sucks, you guys can go get CJ Stroud.
Exactly. That's
Yep.
what you do.
That's
If
what
you
I'm
need a
thinking.
quarterback right now, you just struggle right now. Like if you're the
I-
Houston Texans and let's say
Atlanta.
let's say Mills don't work out, then you wait
You
till
go get
next
Stroud.
year and you
Exactly.
go get Stroud
Preaching
next
over
year.
here. The week after or literally the day after the draft, there's going to be
That's
2023
accurate, Cole. That's when you see those Jimmy Clausen going
Who was
first
preaching?
overall mock.
But
Those are
as
my
I was
favorite.
saying, as I was saying, there's a few O linemen I'm looking at. There's a guy from NC State. There's a guy named Charles Cross. There's a guy I think from Northern Iowa.
Yeah,
who's
Trevor
really good.
Penning's probably the best offensive line,
Penning.
one of the best offensive
And
linemen in this draft.
yeah,
honestly.
and it's to protect our weapons. Like I know McCaffrey's injury prone lately, but like protect McCaffrey, protect DJ Moore,
I
protect
thought
Robbie Anderson.
I thought y'all were putting McCaffrey on the trade block though.
we
They do, but no one
we're
wants him 'cause
listening.
he's always injured and he has a high salary.
But like I said, I want us to get an O lineman.
Facts.
Well, I will tell you this though: you did sign a good center in Bradley Bozeman from the Ravens, so he
That's
is a
what I've heard.
definitely very good a good center for sure, and he can also play guard. So, in the worst case scenario, you have a versatile O lineman, so it's a good start.
Yes.
No.
Unfortunately, that same mock
the
I did had the
Ravens,
Panthers
I will
taking
say-
Kenny Pickett.
Honestly,
Kenny
I
Pickett?
want to go either D line or O line with
Oh
this
my
draft
God.
because we did just re-sign
Kenny
Calais.
Pickett
We did just re-sign Calais Campbell,
with the
but
extra small gloves.
That's how big his
Best
hands
way
are.
to build a great team is by drafting heavy on offensive line and defensive line in the first round year in and year
But
out.
here's the thing. But I think that's kind of subjective to the team. Like, for example, the last first-round pick the Ravens took that was actually elite O-lineman is Ronnie Stanley. Everyone else's came after the second, the third, the fourth round. So,
Same with the
honestly, I
Packers.
want the Ravens to go D-line the first round and get one of those Georgia boys, whether it be Jordan Davis or other homeboy. I feel like
600,000 players.
Will they
from
be
Georgia.
available when you
They're
pick?
supposed to go in the first 3 rounds.
possibly.
Let me see.
There's
Possibly.
literally
Right.
600,000.
So I'm gonna ask Tyler this. I know you guys may
Oh,
look at
okay.
wideout. Are you sold on? And I like him a lot. Dotson.
Yeah, I like
I-
Dotson, but
I
he
keep
wouldn't be
seeing
my
him with
first
the-
choice. So
that other
he wouldn't be my
pick.
first choice. My first choice would be Chris Olave. And
Olave.
that's
Yeah.
because
That's real.
that's because we lost Adams. So it's going to be so hard to miss
Yeah.
that route running.
He's an
So
elite
what
route
do I-
runner.
So if I'm the Packers, I think about trading up because you get a route runner and like Olave, who's the best route runner in this draft, in my opinion. I think he's a bona fide superstar
Didn't
eventually
he
in this
is.
league.
Didn't you
Yeah.
guys also
But-
lose Valdez
There
Scantling
you go.
too?
Yes,
We
they
lost
did.
Valdez Scantling too.
Oh, yes.
So we missed
MVS
the
and
key.
his 28 catches. Oh, you're going to miss
They
him.
lost 2 wide receivers.
But I think Dotson would be a solid one, and Burks would be another one that would be solid. But my favorite
Jalen
in
Burks,
this
yeah.
draft is Olave. I really
Olave.
like what
Chris
Olave.
Olave
And-
is a beast.
Hey, Tyler, and the thing, there was a tweet earlier this week where one of fans out of your fan
Max.
base said Olave was overrated.
Mac, shout out to
Who
Max
said
in the
that?
comment
I think-
section.
Yeah.
I think
Max
that
said-
All sorts of dumb things.
Max-
Not
Max
as bad as
just
Bears
said that
fans.
Max
Holy
just said
Lord.
that the Bills are going to have the best draft.
Oh, that's right. James.
I
Is,
think
remember now.
they say that about Olave is only because he's seen more as a complimentary receiver than a number one. So it depends who's the
It's 'cause
who the
Garrett
number
Wilson
one
is
is
so
going
good.
to be. on
Isn't
the
that guy from
specific team.
Arkansas supposed to be the number 1 rated wide receiver? Burks?
I thought that was
He's
Garrett.
really good.
Oh, he's really good.
He's top 3.
He's
I
my
think Garrett
favorite.
It's hard.
from
Like,
the
this wide receiver class is so good that it's hard
Yeah.
to rank the receivers. It's so hard to rank.
It's really
There's
hard.
still good ones in the second and third round yet. Yeah, I mean,
I
Yeah,
want
you
that
got
tr-
Justin
I want that
Ross.
tree
Sky
from North
Moore.
Dakota State.
I mean, we're not
Christian
talking about
Watson.
like the Sky Moores of this, or Jamison Williams. No one mentioned, who still could be a
Oh,
really
I was
solid
about,
wide
I was
receiver.
about
He'll
to
still
say
be
we
top
could go around
15.
and say what players we want. And
Drake, Drake London is a beast.
Jameson was going to be
Yeah.
my play.
But
He's
that
big.
guy from Georgia or Oregon is the number 1 pick, right? The D lineman,
Thibodeau.
Yeah,
Thibodeau.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Let's hope so.
Oregon, yeah, Kayvon.
I would think Gavin Neal
gonna,
should be.
They're saying he's going to drop because he's pretty much a
It should
Oh
be
my
Neil.
gosh.
he's
I
pretty much a
believe
lousy
you
human being.
because you guys help
I'm
me
with you,
keep
Tyler.
myself
It should be
informed.
Neil. And then when Crapsonville does
I was going to
Crapsonville
say
things,
though, I
Hutchinson.
love Jameson Williams, just because this guy is so explosive. I think he's really, I really think he's the type of player that the Philadelphia Eagles need in their offense, because Jalen Reagor was supposed to be that for us. That guy that's really explosive and take the top off the defense and open up everything. So Jameson, you get the ball in this guy's hands, he just makes plays. His yak ability, he can outrun the entire defense, and he can just run right by you, and he can catch 70, 80-yard bombs down the field.
Isn't Jameson the
So
one
I
who
think
got
if you
hurt?
add, I think if you yes, he
ACL
tore his
tear,
ACL, but if you add him to the offense, it makes it easier for Devontae Smith, because Devontae Smith can become like that intermediate type of receiver, and Goddard can work the middle of the field.
Yep.
So I think that's really something that we're missing from our offense, is that the fact that Reagor has so much underperformed, we still need that type of player in this offense to open it up for everyone else.
So I would like to hear what everyone wants in their opinion.
In the first round? Let's just
Yes.
go with first round. That way we don't take too long.
I want
Yeah.
the Eagles 2 first rounders. I want a corner and I want a wide receiver.
Yeah. So
Good thing I did a mock.
First-
with the Packers, yeah, I want a wide receiver. Probably would pick 22. We have pick 22 and 28, but probably would pick 22. I want a wide receiver. If Olave's not available, then I'm looking at Burks. I'm looking at Dotson. I'm looking at Williams. Seeing if one of them drops, I'm going to take one of them. And then with the pick 20, and then with pick 28, need to get someone on the edge because they did lose Darius Smith. He was injured a lot last year, so they did have to kind of shift around players on the defense. But I want someone off the edge.
As far as the Texans, definitely I want to go back years back and start with that defense. So I definitely want a pass rush. So I'm looking at Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm looking at Chad Hutchinson. But I mean, anybody that can come off that edge and make the same or almost the same impact as Watt did. And then also we just had Whitney Merciless retire, so I would like to see us get a linebacker. And then as far as running back,
well, he retired and then came to us and then retired. That's why.
And then retired again, yeah. And then as far as running back, we did just sign Marlon Mack. I'm kind of waiting to see how he's going to turn out, but I'm not opposed to getting him back out of the draft also.
Lindy, what you got?
Who's next?
Well, just reading over my mock. My mock was pretty much the same as the last one that I did. Both players that I selected were still available, so I double dipped on defense, just knowing that we got too many holes defensively. So I went corner with Andrew Booth, and for edge I took George Karlaftis.
Nice.
Let me say something real quick.
He's gonna be nice, Lindy.
Karlaftis is the end that I like the most out of this whole class.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good football player.
More than Hutchinson and more than twisted ankle Thibodeau. But Jay, I'm gonna tell you this: if you want Thibodeau, you better trade up with us. It's gonna cost you 2 picks.
You're up,
JJ.
At least that's what Brad Holmes wants you to think. Last week he wanted you to think that about Malik Willis, and he got no bite.
I would take the best available lineman on offense or defense. My top 3 needs for the Ravens was safety, D-line, O-line. We already shored up our safety by signing Marcus Williams. I really would prefer to get the top-rated D lineman at that time, which I think is one of those Georgia boys, Jordan Davis.
There's only 174 Georgia defensive linemen actually in this draft. So
600.
Don't sleep on Devontae Wyatt. Wyatt's a good dude. He's a pass rusher.
No, okay. I'm just joking. I'm just saying there's going to be so many drafts.
Jordan Davis is the better. He's the better run defender, but Wyatt is the better pass rusher. He's got a little bit more quickness.
How about
Kobe Dean?
Honestly, the way
Kobe Dean is a midget, but I hope he's there at 32.
Honestly, in the Ravens chat talking about this today, honestly, no pass rush is as good as it can be without having a seriously strong defensive line. Like edge rushers can't get off if the D line's not really getting off. So I need us to get younger and nastier and meaner up front.
Oh, God.
Now this is the interesting part for the Ravens, though, is I'm wondering if they're going to make any kind of move to move up in the draft, because after you guys make your 14th pick, you don't pick again until 76. So if you want to address as many needs as you can, especially in the earlier rounds with the depth that there is defensively, you think you guys are going to move up and try to package a couple of late rounders to get into at least the second round.
It's possible, but given the Ravens, the one thing I will say about Eric DeCosta is Eric DeCosta values his draft picks heavily. Like, each GM has their forte, and for him, knowing that the Ravens, they know that they like day 2, day 3 guys because there's a culture, there's a system that comes into it. There's a possibility they can move up if they see a guy not, get picked that they want to get and everything like that. Like, a lot of people think that if Sauce does not get picked by a certain time, they may package a couple things and put him in place, because we let Tavon Young go and we let Anthony Averett get, signed with the Raiders.
That'd be a solid pick for you guys.
So if that happens, JJ, then what's gonna come of Humphrey or Marcus Peters?
Or Marcus Peters,
honestly,
I'll tell you, Sauce is gonna start day 1.
No, the Ravens like to run nickel packages pretty often. Now, it's interesting to base off of how this new
Green Bay does.
So you think they'll move Peters to the slot then?
Well, I don't think Peters will be at the slot. I think they'll move Marlon Humphrey in the slot, because Marlon Humphrey is the one that they move every single place that he wants to. Granted, I do not want us to get a corner or so in the first round. I really think we need to get a defensive lineman because the biggest hole on that team on the defensive side is the pass rush. And so we need a defensive lineman that's younger, nastier, and meaner. But it's an interesting topic that I think you said your name was Liddy?
Lindy, yeah.
Lindy, okay. I think that's a great package idea because it's very well likely that the Ravens might package some picks together, see if they can move up. If the guy that they want is actually going to keep falling to a level that might be closer for them.
Well, to benefit your desire, my mock did have you guys taking Jordan Davis at 14.
That'd be a good pick.
All I have to say, like I said before, I want Carolina to take an O lineman. I think we need a surefire.
Take Penning from Northern Iowa. I think he's really.
I would love Penning. I
thought his name was Tyler Linderbaum.
No, he's in this too.
No, he's like a center / guard.
But what's nice about Penning? Because the Packers even have been scouting him a little bit. Obviously, we're like kind of weak at right tackle. We lose Billy Turner, lost Dennis Kelly, so we need a right tackle. I think they're going to go later because the Packers just do better getting guys later on the offensive line. If you look at like David Bakhtiari or Elton Jenkins or any of those guys, so they're going to be fine. But I do think Penning's really nice because he can play every position on that line.
Yes, he can.
If you need a center, if you need someone to play left tackle, if you need someone to fill in at guard, if you need someone to play right tackle, like he can do it all. He's a good player.
Penning's everything. Okay.
So Penning fell to 19 and Linderbaum fell to 27 in the mock.
Wow.
Wow.
So I mean that's pretty far. I mean, if only the Eagles could wish they said that Andre Dillard was an elite tackle that they've taken.
We got lucky because the same draft that we got Dillard, we also got Malata in the 7th round.
Yeah.
Dom dropped out, so
yeah. So I'll speak for Dom. Since he's
his team ain't doing anything, so why does
I'll speak for Dom. Dom said that he is really high on Sam Howell. He's a big Sam Howell guy. Sam I am. He thinks he's tired of Jared Goff. He says he doesn't want a bridge quarterback, and he says that he thinks that Sam Howell is the future of the NFL. So Dom's really high on Sam Howell.
Honestly, they should try to make a trade for Matt Ryan. Period.
Sam Bam.
Well, they can't. Matt Ryan.
They can't. Ryan's with the Colts.
He's with the Colts now.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, the Colts ain't giving him up. They only had to give up. Colts only had to give up a 3rd round pick too. Like to me, the Colts won a 3rd rounder.
Clearly.
The Colts, they bounced back after getting robbed in the Carson Wentz trade by Rob.
I think
a third rounder is nothing.
Dom,
I think we need to move
is the perfect example of doing it in steps. You got your franchise left tackle. Cool. Now, what's the next part of your core that you want to get? If you don't like the quarterbacks that in this draft, get your franchise defensive lineman. Build that way. Build through the trenches and build from the inside.
That's what the Texans are looking to do.
I think they just take a Georgia
because you may not be. Really. You may still be a top 5 pick next year. You may go after what? Bryce Young.
Who did the Texans take here?
Maybe
Texans
the Lions.
Maybe the edge.
Well, maybe the Lions trade back. Maybe the Lions trade back in this draft too.
Oh, they can trade with us. Come on over. Hello. How you doing?
I don't think the Lions are going to trade the pick. I think that's what Dom wants, but
I think they're probably going to take that Michigan boy Hutchinson.
I really think they're going to take a quarterback. The Lions understand that Jared Goff.
I think they're going to take the Michigan boy. They understand that
Jared Goff is not the long-term answer quarterback, and I think that they're the type of team that makes picks like this when there's a quarterback class that's not this good. They'll go ahead and take a guy like Malik Willis, and then we'll see how it turns out. If they just throw him in the fire and see what he can do, then that's what they're going to do. But I really think the Lions are going to go quarterback in the 1st round.
I can see
who's worse off in their career right now, Goff or Wentz?
I'll take Wentz.
I don't even know.
That's a good question.
That's a coin flip.
Jeez,
well, no, I mean their numbers are pretty close.
Yeah, their numbers are identical.
I think Wentz has more touchdowns, but the yards, completion percentage, all that is actually pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to have either one though, but we're to the part of the show, guys, where things get a little more interesting with the non-sports topics coming in.
Hey,
Guys, like, what do we got for non-sports topics tonight? You got anything juicy tonight?
Well, Jay had one going on his Twitter. He was asking everybody about favorite superhero movie, and he putting out Spawn out there.
Yeah,
everyone.
So
that's an L.
The reason why I said it is because at the time period, Spawn was that movie was ahead of its time.
If Michael J. White could actually act, it might have been better.
You can say a movie's ahead of its time, but you have to look at how far the movies have come now. You can't seriously rank that movie over Spider-Man: No Way Home. There's no chance.
Over who?
There's no chance it's better.
It's better than
the new Spider-Man movie.
Though. It's better than
the new Spider-Man movie.
The new Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man
movie is the best Marvel movie of all time.
I'm with you, JJ.
I've got to say this. I've got to say this is a great
Ghost
movie.
Rider.
Is Dark Knight? The Dark Knight.
I like Ghost Rider.
Nicolas Cage. No, pass.
Ghost Rider is the greatest movie of all time. Are you?
No,
I didn't say that.
What?
I didn't say that. I just said I like Ghost Rider. God dang, chill.
We're debating what the greatest of all time is. We're not saying what you like.
Curry chicken. Go ahead, Will.
Dark Knight Rises.
Cool says Black Panther.
Rises? You like that one more than The Dark Knight?
I like that movie a lot. Let's just say that.
I'll give you a highly underrated one for me, and I've actually loved this since I've watched it. Doctor Strange #1.
The new Doctor Strange is going to be lit.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
But I do think Captain America Civil War was amazing.
That's a good one.
As far as the MCU, that's my best film.
I was going to say the original Avengers.
How about,
I'm high on the Avengers.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the new Spider-Man was lit, but as far as the MCU, Captain America Civil War was way better. Better.
Did you guys like
then
Deadpool?
What? Captain America
was not better than Spider-Man.
Yes, it was. Civil War?
No, it was not.
I don't know.
It was.
Civil War was perfect. Civil War was perfect. It was perfect.
Civil War was dope.
Civil
War was super dope.
Will, what movie was you saying?
Dark Knight.
Deadpool's hilarious.
Oh, that's my best friend. Okay.
I thought you were going to say, JJ, I really thought you were going to come on here and say Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what I thought you were going to say.
I actually love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not going to lie. I honestly, my favorite superheroes, because I consider them superheroes, is the Mortal Kombat characters, but the movie was not to my liking. But
which one? Annihilation?
Well, no, I didn't like this most recent one.
Also, Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame also better than Civil War.
Oh God,
that was my.
All right, James.
Was that your Tyler?
All right, James.
I picked the first Avengers as my favorite though.
That one was smart because at that time it brought everybody together. We have seen so many individual films like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, all of those. So it brought everybody together. So I do like that, and it was amazing because the most iconic scene to me was when they were about to fight the Chitauri. And it showed every one of them in a round circle. And, it got them all together. So I will give, Avengers, the first one, great. Because Loki, I don't know his name in real life, but he was a good Loki. He was a great
Tom
Loki.
Hiddleston.
But for me, I'm more like an action movie. So like I'm more of like a John Wick, The Matrix. Those are more.
I am too.
Up my alley.
I am too. Like what's a good action movie is the Bourne series with Matt Damon.
Yeah, those are good.
Okay.
John Wick is great, man. The whole series.
Yes, I just watched that recently.
Both?
I get it. You mess with my dog, I'm killing you too.
Tyler, isn't Boban in
I'm just playing, guys.
Yeah, he's in the third one. He's in the third one. Keanu fights him in the library in the third one. Boban.
Freaking Boban.
I always
Love
thought the original Punisher was better than the newer movies that they put out. Like that one is
Original.
a classic to me.
Wait. Which one? The one with Tom Jane or the throwback with Dolph Lundgren?
I think it's
cool.
I think
There's a
it's
lot about
Tom.
this new Mortal Kombat movie.
The one that dropped in the mid 2000s. That Punisher.
The one with Tom Jane.
With the one with John Travolta in it.
Yeah, that was the one with Tom Jane.
So can I
that
ask
one
a
was
question
straight.
though
That
about
one was
this
straight,
though?
but Warzone was better. I thought Warzone
have
was
you guys seen
Mortal
that
Kombat was
Morbius?
trash.
Have you guys seen that Morbius movie? Because I heard people didn't like
Oh,
it.
that movie's terrible.
it,
yeah.
The
It's trash.
reviews,
It's
the
the worst.
reviews are getting dumb.
It might be. It might be. Morbius is almost as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution, which is the worst movie of all time.
Bro, it's like an 8% right now. Like people are shitting on that movie right now. That Morbius.
But they like
movie.
Moon Knight though.
What's that new Marvel?
Yeah, but this one I don't think is gonna.
What's that new Marvel movie coming out? White Knight or what's it
Moon
called?
Knight.
Moon Knight.
Also, I want to just throw out there that I mentioned Boban and Lindy didn't even say anything because I know I've done my research. I know he's a Dallas Mavericks fan, right? Correct?
Yeah.
You didn't even make a comment, Lindy. Come on,
No,
man.
Boban was in John
come
Wick
on.
3, right?
I didn't put two and two together at that moment.
We're talking about John Wick 3.
First of all,
That's all.
he cheated because he was supposed to wait another 15 minutes before he could try to kill John. He was cheating, so he got what he deserved.
He got what he deserved.
He cheated. You were supposed to wait until the hour had passed. But he said, you know what? Don't care. I'm going to get you in the library. And John said, well, you think you're going to get me in the library, so I'm going to get you in the library. And he got him in the library.
Dom got off. Dom's right now praying for that Sam Howell pick.
I bet.
Yeah.
Until they take Malik Willis.
Okay. So which Marvel movie are y'all looking forward to seeing the most? Because I'm looking forward to seeing Thor, because Christian Bale's going to be the villain. And I'm looking forward to seeing Thor. Because honestly, of all the individual character of films, I love Thor. I love all of his movies.
Isn't The Rock about to be a Marvel character?
No, he's at DC with Black Adam.
DC, Black Adam. Yeah, he's in the DC universe.
I'm looking forward to the Doctor Strange.
The Doctor Strange one should be.
I hope we see the true power of Scarlet Witch. Honestly.
Oh, she about to go off in this one.
Honestly.
She about to wreck shop in this one, most definitely.
The evil one is coming out. I hope they really see the true power, and I really want them to bring the Fantastic Four.
He's in a DC movie called Black Adam, right?
And they're trying again with a Fantastic Four film. The last one that came out, the one with Michael B.
It's gonna be so trash.
Yeah.
Good question for you guys.
I'm done
Which
with
one
that.
is worse? The Fantastic Four that have Michael Jordan and the other guys, or the Morbius? Because I didn't like that Fantastic Four.
I haven't seen Morbius yet, but
they're
from
both
the reviews
trash.
they're bad. But Fantastic Four was dumpster juice, man. That movie sucked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even rewatch that movie, man. That's a waste of time to me. I ain't watching that.
Not the original ones.
What, Fantastic Four?
Like the original
Like the first two Fantastic Fours, there was the first one, and then Rise of the Silver Surfer. I thought,
I love Rise of the Silver Surfer because Silver Surfer was my guy. I loved him.
I don't know, man.
They don't
do nothing for me.
Tyler,
they weren't bad. They just had some cringy kind of moments in them.
I will jump through this phone, okay? If you're going to talk about my best friend Silver Surfer, I will jump through this phone.
Silver Surfer's a bum.
Lindy.
He is a
what's
bum.
That word?
End
zone.
End zone.
You can't even read.
Tyler.
He scores touchdowns.
No, real bullcrap.
Well,
I gotta go right here.
JJ. Then
He
pull up,
scores
JJ.
touchdowns. He drops dimes for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, I'll be there. I have a friend that lives down in Florida. I'll be there, Tyler. I got you.
All right, pull up.
JJ, you ain't about it. You ain't about to pull up.
James, you didn't even want to see me.
You ain't
when I came
about
out
it.
To Philadelphia.
You know you ain't about
what
it.
What are you talking about?
You ain't about it. That's why you scared of our narrow streets. That's why you won't come up here.
Your narrow streets because
you scared.
I'm too damn big. Y'all gonna hit me
you
if
scared,
I'm walking down the street.
You scared like Silver Surfer is scared because he's a bum.
Speaking of Jay, I was talking to my mom about you today because she's having her housewarming party. She was like, she's looking forward to meeting you because I talk about you guys all the time.
All right, that's what's up. Well, tell Mama JJ I said what's happening. And
I thought you were about to say something about Jay just looks like a guy you want to invite to a housewarming party. Like, I thought that's where it's going, man. I was like, what?
I'm about to uninvite him because he said Frank Gore should have had a Super Bowl. That's what I was about to do.
True. You should see. Yeah.
Harbaugh blew that.
You better
drive.
tell Jay to pull up.
But this is non-sports topics, so
he ain't about to pull
Hey,
up.
well, we're about to close the show down. Dom ain't showing back up.
Where did
Yeah, guys. So we had a really good show tonight. Appreciate everybody that watched. Please make sure you guys hit the thumbs up on the video so we can get it out to as many people as possible. Love you guys for Sideline Sports family, Gauntlet family, everybody over here.
Losing by 41. I mean,
let's keep grinding and let's keep growing and doing the thing. All right. We'll see you guys next time. All right.